I've been building up this garden for about 6 or 7 years now. And I don't know about you, but I find it really interesting to know how much things cost. It's always my first question, how much did that cost? So what I thought I'd do is take you around the garden and tell you how much I paid for every single plant that's here. Now you should know that probably 5% of what you can see was already here, so didn't pay anything for that. And probably 10% was given to me by friends or family. So if you want to have a guess how much I paid for all this, then leave a comment now. I'll have to trust that you've not done it at the end when I've added it all up and told you how much it's all come to. So let's get started. Just quickly before you take your guess, you should know that most of these plants were bought at least 5 years ago. Maybe as many as 10 years ago. So between 5 and 10 years ago, 90% of these plants were bought. So obviously they were younger than they are now and considerably smaller than they are now. I'm just going to reel off a load of numbers as I'm looking at the palms and plants. At the end I'll add them all up and come back on and tell you how much it all comes to. Now I'm talking about just the plants, not the pots. So this cordyline, and all cordylines I'm going to say are £2. This box, £8. This Chamaerops, £5. That box, £8. This agave was given to me, not looking very good. Oops, that's a goner. This Chamaerops, £5. This box, £4. This cordyline, which is probably a goner, but should resprout from the base, £2. This Chamaerops, £5. This one not looking very good, £5. £2. £4. That was grown from seed. This hedge was already here. This Trachycarpus Fortunei. Stand back so you can get a sense of the scale. It's about 1 metre tall. £5. Then we've got a fern here. £3. Then got some flowering plants here that were given to me by a neighbour. There's a blue grass here. Hard to see, hard to make out, but I probably paid, actually I grew that from seed, so let's say £1. Another struggling cordyline, £2. We've got another fern, not looking great either. That would have been, let's say, £4. Then I've got a couple of tiny trachy seedlings at the back. I'm going to call them £1 each, so £2. Got another fern way back there. I'm going to say £4. Then where are we up to? We're up to this, the most expensive plant in my garden. £20 for this crab apple tree. It was one of the first plants I bought, and actually I should have shown it about a week ago because it looked fantastic a week ago. As an enthusiastic youngster, I parted with £20 for that. Another fern here, let's say £4. Another trachy seedling, £1. This one £1 as well. This was already here, as was this. Bamboo was given to me by a neighbour. Same with a lot of these plants here. This tree, not quite sure what it is. That was £1. There's a tiny tree from Morrison's, I think. This was already here. So was the holly. This Fatsia was, let's say, £10. Some nice new leaves coming off of that. Bamboo, £5. This Waggy, I think, was £8. This lily, let's say £3. This rose was given to me. This Cordyline, I'm going to say that was a £2 Cordyline as well. But it's a tiny little plant. Trachycarpus, £5. I've got various other little Trachycarpus seedlings in there. So let's say I've got 5 in there at £1 each. That's £5. That was given to me. This Cordyline I bought with its original trunk, which you can see died. It's on the far left. You can see it died. That was, I think that was about £10. Fern, £3. Grass, £1. I've missed a few of these Sitka spruce trees. These were, let's say, £1 each. So 1, 2, 3, 3 of those to date. That's £3. There is a monkey puzzle tree back there. That was given to me as a present, so I'm not counting that. Everything else in there was free. This bamboo, £5. The Cordyline behind it, £2. This Norway spruce was grown from seed. That was, let's say, £1. £1 for this trachea. Let's say £5 for that one. I think I paid £1 for this from the pound shop. This whatever it is, might be a rose. This poorly looking Cordyline, which is flowering, possibly is the last thing it ever does. £2. And these flowers, these white flowers all along the border, I would have paid for those bulbs, but I can't remember how much. But I'm just going to say I wouldn't have paid much, so let's say £3. Got another Sitka spruce, that's another £1. That red tree was there. This Mahonia would have been, let's say, £8. This willow was probably £10. Everything else in there is another fern, £1. This little fir tree, £1. I've probably missed another couple of trachees. Let's say £3 for little trachees that I've missed. Got another Sitka spruce, £1. This bamboo was from a neighbour's house. Not seeing anything that I paid for yet. This was already here. This, not quite sure what it is. This tree, can't quite remember, but I think I probably paid £1 for that one as well, as a tiny little thing. £1 for that Trachycarpus, £1 for this Sitka spruce. I don't spend much on plants, do I? This Trachycarpus, £5. Another Sitka spruce, £1. This Phormium, let's say £8. This was £1. Grew that from seeds, let's say £1. Everything back there was already here, apart from this Sitka spruce, £1. This Trachycarpus, £5. This Cordyline, £2. £1 for this Norway spruce. £1, £1 for this Conifer, which I've made a bit of an attempt at over the years to shape. I'll revisit that at some point. Here's a red hot poker. Can't see any flowers coming up yet. I've got 3 of these in the garden, and I think they were 3 for £10. So let's just say £10 I've paid for those. Another £1 for the Sitka spruce back there. In fact, there's 2, so £2. This, I'll get a good shot of that. This Brahea Armata, I paid £20 for. Real bargain for my friend. This Sitka spruce, I mean, this is the same age, they're all the same age, but look how much that one's grown. £1, £1. We've got 1, 2, I think 3 Trachycarpus seedlings, so £1 for each of those. That's £3. This bamboo came from my grandmother's house, so that was free. The apple tree was already here, so that's free. I'm not going to include the greenhouse because it doesn't really add anything to the garden. That's just my nursery of plants which I've grown from seed. So this was free because I grew it from a seed that I collected for nothing. These flowers I bought as bedding plants, and they were £12 altogether, enough to fill these 2 beds in their entirety. The tulips, which have already flowered, I paid £1 for. And this big cordyline up here, £2. Nothing for this Washingtonia. This Chamaerops, let's say £5. Canary date palm from seeds and nothing. Here we are. Musa Basjoo, just 1 shoot coming up at the minute. That would have been about, let's say, £5. This lovely Phormium pine was given to me as a gift, so I'm not going to count that. This Acer was £2. Not sure about this plant. I think that came from a packet of seeds, so let's say £1. Don't spend much on seeds. Bedding plants from several years ago, say £1 for them. £5 for this Trachycarpus. Excuse the swimming pool, by the way, or the paddling pool. Had a couple of days of weather, or weather. It's been nice and hot in the mid-20s. If it looks a bit of a funny colour, it's because the kids have had a bath bomb in there. It's a bit pink, but I think on camera it perhaps looks a bit brown and disgusting, but disgusting it may be, but it's just from the bath bomb. So that's it. None of this is additional. Then last but not least, well, that was in fact, all these were given to me by a good friend, a good palm friend. So that concludes the assessment really. So I'm going to add that all up and I'll come back on and tell you what it comes to. Okay, so if you haven't already taken a guess, you've got a few seconds left to have a go. How much do you think they're all worth? Well, I've added it up, got my calculator out, and it came to £299. So let's say I missed the plant at my usual £1 price tag, then this garden has been created for £300. I think that's pretty good. When I had the idea for this video, I thought it'd come to quite a bit more than that. Certainly if I was to buy these again at today's prices, it'd be double that, but obviously they're much bigger now than they were when they went in, so to buy replacement plants to fill this garden would be much more. We'd be talking £1,000 or £2,000 probably. So what an investment, £300, which is now worth £2,000. Maybe that should be another video, how much these plants are worth now. Maybe I'll do that and we can see what my return on investment is. That's all from me. Thank you very much for watching, if indeed you still are.